Hello, my name is Morgan Young. This is my week 3 video discussion over communication. Some of the techniques and methods that can be used to assist a project manager to become an effective communicator. First is identify the communication requirements. Identify the 5 W's: the what, the who, the why, the where, and the when, and the 1 H, the how. Identify and accommodate enterprise environmental factors, identify organizational process assets. And by using those, you can transition to making sure that you use 5 C's: the correct grammar, be concise, clear, coherent, and control the flow of the conversation. And other ways to utilize that is through interactive communication, push communication, and pull communication. The do's and don'ts a project manager should use to communicate effectively with project teams and stakeholders. The do's: number one, and the most important, is to have a communication plan. Set up communication expectations. Be clear and direct. Know your audience and be supportive of your team. Some of the don'ts would include don't forget to listen. Ignore bad news. Use a top-down communication style, and don't rely solely on email or electronic communication. Major components of the communication plan that should be utilized, according to Mulcahy, is what needs to be communicated, why do you need to communicate it, between whom are you going to communicate it to, and what's the best method for making that communication, and who's going to be responsible for sending the communication. When and how often are you going to communicate with those individuals? Why is communication plan vital for project success? Communication plan is going to be the center of the project manager's daily business. Project manager is going to use that to outline how and when and whom is going to be communicated with. And the success of the project is going to depend on how well that communication is executed. The more efficiently the communication is conducted, is the greater the likelihood of the project being successful. One of the last question I have is, who's the most important person or group in the communication, and why? Actually, I have two that are the most important, and number one is going to be the stakeholders, and number two would be the project team. The stakeholders, they need to have regular updates. They need to be clear and complete. And it's because they have a stake in the outcome of the project that you are trying to produce for them. And the project team, they need to know exactly what's expected of them, what they must achieve, and in turn provide you information on the project that you can up-channel to stakeholders and other important individuals. This concludes my week 3 discussion.